Buckle up, Gabby cats. It's time to go. Here we go.
What? This is a wild premise already. I wasn't sure when I started this whether this is even animated or live action. What is... Okay, hold on. Maybe I need some background lore. Alright, this is actually based off a TV series. Cool. Otherwise, that was a lot to understand all at once. There's an animated world inside of her dollhouse. Alright, I'm on board now. Yeah, so this is definitely one of the weirder prompts coming out. This is a DreamWorks movie, believe it or not, and it's in half live action. And to be fair, that's not actually the first time, since we'll very recently be coming up to the How to Train Your Dragon live action movie. They're just going into the fleshy world now, it seems. Now, this one's an interesting case, because clearly I'm not the market demographic for this movie. It is very, first of all, young kids oriented.
Do you want to come to Cat Francisco with us? Let's do it.
Oh, it's a Dora the Explorer type. I see. Okay, I'll get the Jack Daniels. But also, it's kind of going for that sort of Barbie and Dora the Explorer vibes, and a good hint of Blue's Clues in there as well, which makes sense because the source material for this movie is a Netflix series done by the very same veterans who created Blue's Clues. But now, instead of being done by Netflix, it's adapted by DreamWorks to do things on the side. Now, it's an interesting case, because I don't think this is necessarily a bad movie, but it's clearly not gonna be for me. This is gonna easily be the kind of movie that you just make fun of for the fun of it, for the ideas that it does. It's gonna be a little bit cringy in presentation, you know? Was the Dora the Explorer movie well received? I enjoyed it, but it's very weird as well, you know?
Everyone, clean left! The other left, baby box.
I'll be honest, this is not quite the, like, stylistic eye candy of the likes of Puss in Boots: The Last Wish or The Bad Guys. It's looking a little flat, you know? It's looking a little bobbleheads, if you ask me. Hey, it is a half live action. A DreamWorks animated movie in live action, huh? I feel like it's very much the same vibe here because the concept's not terrible. Like, the idea that there's a real-life girl who has an animated world inside of her dollhouse, and she could become an animated doll in the dollhouse, that's quite interesting. And the plotline, a villain, Cruella-type character pops in, steals the dollhouse. Fine, sure, okay. It's kind of a weird running theme that these kids' shows are getting strange live-action adaptations, but I guess this time the source material is live-action, like the Purple Crayon movie, which was a movie that didn't need to exist, but of course got invented anyway. But at the same time, I feel like this is fine. It's very much, to me, still feels like a bit of an iPad movie. This does feel like a chuck it on in front of your kids, but I guess that's just because of the age demographic it is. I mean, yeah, okay, it's just kind of like, just getting blown in the face with glitter. I guess since the Trolls series is practically gone and finished, you might as well roll up another one. It's very clearly jumping off of the super successes of the Barbie movie. It is so glittery, and it is so pink. It's practically, when you see just like the text, it's identical to looking like a Barbie movie. But it's got enough of its own identity. It doesn't quite look like Hello Kitty that you can run with it from there. And it, like, a lot of the crew side of things doesn't seem absolutely abhorrent either. You've still got the same veterans, Tracy Page Johnson and Jennifer Toomey, on board on the crew side of things as executive producers. You've got the same main casting roles with all of the dolls and the live action girl as well. And it does just look like a fun little time, you know?
Time to get tiny. Let's get the dollhouse back.
Ah, now I'm tiny. I don't have to run 13 blocks. I have to run 144,000. Whee! Let's get running, kids. Simplistic. You don't need to go too crazy. But it ain't exactly reinventing the wheel. It's an interesting one. Because also, while I want to be quite open-minded and optimistic, especially for a movie that's aiming a little younger, there are some weird parts to it still. If anything, it just makes me really curious to see this direction of DreamWorks, you know? I know that Trolls was already going slightly younger than exactly Puss in Boots related, but to see it go even further down, I mean, hey, monetize as best you can, I guess. Let's see how well it turns out for them. Same as the live action thing.
Oh, pulling out the wishbone.
Oh, that's not a living cat. That cat has scoliosis. And what's also interesting is, as much as it is another adaptation, it's a relatively new project. The original series only premiered at the very beginning of 2021, which I guess is 4 years ago now, 4.5 almost, but it doesn't feel like it. It feels like recent, which is faintly nice, you know? Original-ish is more than fine by me. The standards are very low these days. But also, yeah, I just think it's charming in its weird little way. I don't exactly have the highest praises for all things Trolls, and I don't think this is going to be, like, better than the Dora Explorer IP. I think it's going to be a nice referential mix of all of the sums of its referential, inspirational parts. I think it's a fun idea, but the direction is probably going to be that little hint of cringe on the side as well that we love to see.
Oh, this is awesome! You can come.
I'm trying to be positive and hold an open mind, but then there's only so much you can do when they throw a "this is pawsome" at you. You know the drill. You're halfway through this video, so come subscribe. And we'll see you in the second half. I mean, the very fact that the main casting role actress is notably aged doesn't help with the cringe factor. This kind of feels like the old Ryan's Toys YouTube channel, you know? Where, like, they very clearly aged up, but they've not, like, well, they can't recast actual Ryan, but, you know, you're getting a little bit too old to deal with the toys of that super young. It feels like, especially when it's done in, like, media, it feels a little bit jarring in that way. But keeping the same cast on the other side of things looks like a decent direction to go with, in the sense that it's clearly not like meddling and remixing. It's very well connected to the original series that kids will happily adapt over to. This is really an interesting piece because I'm kind of on the fence for it either way round. You got Kristen Wiig obviously as the main villain. You've also got the voice of Tara Strong in there as a real veteran and everything, you know, kids TV, I guess. Makes sense, really. And with a release date as soon as September, which is only 4 months away, this is just a sweet little bippy on the side, you know?
My cat collection. Add to cart. Girl, bye!
Oh, man. This is, yeah, like, it's a vibe. It's not my vibe. Add to cart, really pushing that vibe, but it's also kind of like that high energy sort of Cruella vibe that I don't hate. Oh, I'm a conflicted one today. It doesn't have a crazy long marketing window that it's going for. It's not going for the biggest crowd-pleasing bad guys or Shrek 5 or anything like that. It's just an interesting little side project for a new department of a younger demographic with some highs and lows. Certainly some lows I can laugh at on the side, with all the potential to go in all sorts of directions from here, both more youthful and adapting Netflix series apparently. Whenever else I try and look into the research of Gabby's Dollhouse, because, surprise, surprise, I don't know the original content here, all I'm really seeing is a lot of that classic corporate stuff. Oh look, there's a collab with Reebok shoes, and then there's a musical number going to the US ahead of the first film. Whoa, like, you know, it's clearly maybe a massive franchise that's yet to get its big hit, apparently. It's getting musicals, at least. It's getting some sort of attention somehow.
Who is that?
Ooh, I like that. It's very simplistic, but I like that. It's Trolls. I like Trolls. But at the end of the day, it's just a weird little side piece that I want to be optimistic for. I'm going to feel so weird watching this in the cinemas without a kid and with a growing beard. But hey, it might be a fun time. One way or another, it'll be fun. Assuming it's not perfectly neutral and boring, I'm sure there'll be a good time to be had one way or another. This was a trailer that very much fell under the radar for me. First of all, I didn't think it was real. Then I didn't think it was recent. Then I didn't think it was animated. Then my PC broke, and then I lost my voice, so. But also at the same time, you probably hadn't heard of this trailer beforehand, had you? Really? We'll see. Maybe there's a giant underground franchise fan base for this that I didn't realize before. I do really like this idea, though. The turning into a little animated character, that's fun. It's proper, like, I want to say Blue's Clues, but it's very much not Blue's Clues. Whilst at the same time, there was that Crayon Kid movie that was a disaster. So it's a weird transition line between absolute terrible movie and decent with a concept, you know? Where does Dora the Explorer live on this area? I see a gigantic, fast-moving spider on my wall, okay? But either way, this seems like a more than decent enough first run into it with a full DreamWorks theatrical release and some fun directorial choices here and there. I don't know whether it'll be more Trolls more Paw Patrol, or more Hello Kitty or Dora the Explorer. But it'd be fun to see what format of a mix it ends up being. And hopefully this doesn't go too closely into a rabbit hole of watching really, really useful content. I hope I could be spared at least that. We'll see.
Marlena, bring me my yoga mat.
Did you see the state of that cat's puppety hands? Like, oh my god, it looks moldy. Yes, I'll hit the gong. The cat humor is certainly something. What a weird movie. I think it's fine though. Like, it's not gonna have any emotional depth. It's going for an even younger audience demographic, maybe a bit younger than the usual animated movie fare. So I can't be too harsh. I think this is the kind of movie that you sort of, it plays on a TV and you'd be standing in the room, not really watching it. Like, you're not sat on the couch watching it, but you're standing at the back of the room, giving it like that sort of like side eye of like, oh, is this what we're showing for our young toddler baby kids? Let's see why they're turning out the way they do, maybe. What a weird movie. Yeah, this feels like an iPad movie, actually, now that I look at it. It's so Trolls-coded, it's so Barbie. But I think at its core, it's got an interesting premise, because it's a premise that, again, it's just DreamWorks not necessarily doing an original. This is still based off of a TV show that already exists. The idea is nice. Yeah, it's a movie. For now, though, I'd best end it off there. What a weird one on the side, but I like it anyway. For now, my name's been Daz. Thank you very much for reaching the end of this video. Do tell me your thoughts on Gabby's Dollhouse. Have you seen it before? Well, I genuinely would love to hear all the context you know or have experience with. And I shall see you all in a little bit. Bye-bye.